Hey there, and welcome to I Reckon I'll Read It, the podcast where two oaky gals talk books, share recs, and don't hold back on their mighty big opinions. I'm Beccah.
And I'm Summer. We're so glad you're here. Go ahead and grab some sweet tea, get cozy, and get ready for some good old-fashioned book talk.
We've got a whole heap of books to talk about, and we reckon you're going to want to stick around. Bum, bum, bum.
For some reason, just like an old rotary phone was about to come, like bring, bring.
Oh.
I don't know what that was.
Well, I went with
Lord of the Rings.
Well, The Hobbit.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Wow.
I liked yours better. Hi.
Thank you. I'm just going to walk out, actually. Hi.
Hi.
To our defense, we were talking about this before the show started, which is why I was in that, like that was in my head.
Yeah. We started some like vocal warm-ups because apparently we do that now. And then that turned into us singing the bass line of the Misty Mountain song from Lord of the Rings, which then turned into singing I See Fire from Ed Sheeran. Okay, we're over-explaining.
Yes, we are very much. But to our defense, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It checked out.
It made sense for us.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hey, I don't think we've had, I shouldn't even say this. I shouldn't tempt fate, but I don't think we've had any technical difficulties tonight.
I was like, where is she going with this? We have not. But guess whose laptop is still in Apple Care for almost 2 weeks? Yeah. But Summer came in clutch.
Got a new computer.
She got a new computer, and we are here.
Moving up in the world.
And everything is recording and seems to be going good.
Yeah.
So I'm still heartbroken that I don't have my computer back yet. But you know what?
We're going to talk about books tonight.
We are. And it's going to change my bad mood. It's going to turn my mood upside down.
Turn it around, turn it around, turn it around, turn it around. Turn the beat around.
Stop. Oh, I'm afraid of all the songs that are going to come out of.
I don't know why we're so musical today.
I don't know why we're so musical. No one's ever told me that. That's never been something that's been said about me. Oh, okay. Well, guys, Summer and I just got back from a trip. We went and saw The Bully.
We went and visited our friend, The Bully.
The Bully. And while we were gone, we visited so many fun little bookstores.
So many bookstores around St. Louis.
Yeah, it was really fun. Which was your favorite that we went to?
It's hard to say. I mean, I got to say The Novel Neighbor because that's one that I've looked forward to visiting for years because of their like social media presence. They're so good. They have so many authors that come in. So they had so much like signed stock. Yeah. That was really cool. So probably that one. I had the most anticipation for that one.
I did like that one a lot. I felt like it felt very similar to some of the bookstores we go to around here. So it felt kind of homey, I guess.
Yeah.
But as far as selection and like the curation of it, I kind of like the Leviathan. I'm going to give it a shout out.
That was a very cool bookstore.
Do you know what book I found at the Leviathan?
Of course, this is why that's your favorite.
I have been looking for this book. Well, you guys, if you're avid followers of the podcast, since I read this book, I've been looking for a copy, and I can find it online. Yes, I understand, but I've been trying to find it local, and I just haven't bit the bullet online because I was like, it's almost become like a thing. Like,
you gotta find
it. One, no one, and 100,000. And I was like, I'm never gonna find this anywhere. It's a translation from Italian. It's philosophy. I was like, no one's gonna have this book. And I literally was walking through the Leviathan, and it was in like the 2 shelf, like things that hadn't been shelved yet. And I was like, wait, I know that book because I recognize the cover. And I was like, are these for sale? And he's like, yeah, I just haven't shelved them yet. And I was like, oh my gosh, I found it in the wild.
In Leviathan books. And
he did not know what it was. I was a little disappointed in that, but.
You just wanted someone to match your freak.
Yeah.
With the philosophy.
I was like, I've been looking for this everywhere. And he's like, oh, cool. Glad we had it for you. And I was like, okay, well, I wanted you to be like, yeah. I didn't even know if he was the owner, but I wanted him to be like, yeah, I ordered that because it's like a soul book.
You wanted him to tell you that you had the best book taste and you won the prize.
Right. That's all I'm ever asking for in life. And I don't realize why people don't just
Every
tell me more.
time I walk to the book counter, I'm like, tell me that my taste is great.
Right.
Yeah. Give me the prize for best customer.
And nobody ever...
Never
does it.
No.
Never does it.
It's always disappointing. Booksellers out there, tell every single person they have great taste.
It really will make a difference. They'll want to come back to your bookstore. I would drive back to St. Louis to go to that bookstore if he would have been like, you're so smart.
Wow, you have such
you read
good
hard
taste.
books.
So
you
literary.
do hard things. I would have been like, yes, I do.
Thank you for acknowledging my superior intellect.
That's really all I'm ever asking for in life. Ever. But no, it was fun. We visited a lot of bookstores and we had a good time.
It was a good time. And then as soon as we came back, you did something really cool and bookish and podcasty. Do you want to tell us about it?
Yes. So I have a old friend like that I've known for over 10 years, 10, 15 years, that runs the Okie Bookcast here in Oklahoma City as well. He is local to Oklahoma City, but he has been doing the podcast for about 4 years, I believe, or maybe a little over 4 years. And he asked me to be a guest on it. We used to work together, and then like obviously careers have went different ways, but it was really fun to kind of get reached out to from like another podcaster.
And their kind of focus is a lot of like local Oklahoma authors, right? They do a lot of interviews with local authors.
Yes, they do. Mm-hmm. And he was mentioning on the podcast that airs Tuesday, which this will air on Monday. So tomorrow, that they have like a newsletter that he highlights local authors and stuff like that. So if you are in the Oklahoma City area and are interested in that, he's definitely someone you should follow. The other co-host that joined us, he was filling in for the main co-host because one of the co-hosts is on maternity leave. So he was filling in, and he works at Best of Books in Edmond. And they supposedly just started a podcast too called The Bob. Best of Books. Bob. Clever. But I've not checked that one out yet because it's pretty new. Mm-hmm. But that's another little local one from one of our bookstores.
Who knew we had such a strong local podcasting, like book love it. Podcasting community?
And it was so cool for all three of us to be on that last night and be like, okay, once you listen to this podcast, then go listen to this podcast and listen to this. It's like all the Spider-Mans pointing at each other. It's one of those moments.
Well, I'm so excited to listen to your episode of the Okie Bookcast. I cannot wait. And also, check out the Bob podcast too. Okay. Super cool. Yeah. Super like, look at you.
Thanks. Okay. We move on. I have a spur of the moment question for you, Summer.
Hit me with it.
Okay. In the vein of, book besties, we just went to see our other really good friend, the Bully, one of our other besties. I was thinking about friendship, obviously, and I get really sentimental about these kind of things. And,
okay.
So my question for you are, what are some of your favorite fictional friendships?
Ooh, there's too many to...
You gotta pick the big one.
So the first one that immediately popped in my mind was Anne Shirley and Diana Barry from Anne of Green Gables.
I thought you were going to say Gilbert.
Well, I mean, sure, that too. But like thinking about friends and like, that was the first time I had ever heard the term bosom friends as a child.
It's still such an odd word.
It's very odd.
I remember reading that when I was little, when it probably wouldn't have been as like even weird as it is now, and being like, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. I think in general, most books that I really love have very strong friendships in them. Mm-hmm. Last year, I read My Friends by Frederick Bachman.
You really liked that one.
I sobbed through the last 100 pages because of like the build or payoff of the friendships that builds in this like very kind of like slow book that I wasn't sure that I was actually enjoying. And then by the time you get to the end and you just know the whole like life story of this friend group.
I do love books, and they can have a romantic element into them or whatever, but I do love books that the friendships themselves could carry it. Yeah. When they're that powerful that you don't have to have like a love interest in it if you didn't want to. Right. Or, I mean, and I'm speaking specifically towards like romance novels, but like, I mean, not necessarily. There can be romance in others, but like that you could be going into the book because it's like, oh, I want to read this like love story, but then you find out kind of like the true love story is like the friends. Like I love
so
that.
Good. Yeah. What are your examples? Do you have some examples of favorites?
My default, which is gonna sound like I set this up for myself because of our pre-pod musical that we were having, but my favorite friendship duo in like all of literature is, well, my favorite character in all of literature is Samwise Gamgee.
Yes.
So
yes.
I guess as a result of that, I have to say Sam and Frodo.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
But I will say The Lord of the Rings in general has incredible friendships. Like you have Sam and Frodo, obviously, but then you also just have like Merry and Pippin, and then Merry, Pippin, and Frodo, because they're actually more of like the friend group. Sam's like the gardener, whatever. That's not portrayed as much in the movie, I think, as it is in the book. The book's a little bit more clear about like the distinction of their ages and stuff.
Gimli
and Legolas, like. I don't know how many people know this. And you know what? I'm going to spoil it for you. I'm pretty sure. I don't actually think it is in the movies. And I'm pretty sure actually this isn't really a spoiler because I think it happens in the appendix. I don't know. But when Legolas leaves like Middle Earth to like go across the river and the elven like boats, can't remember all the names, he takes Gimli with him. And like a dwarf has never got to go on that journey before. Because like their bond is like so just make me want to cry. It's so beautiful. Friendship. But that, I think Lord of the Rings is full of like powerful friendships. Yeah. Which is like so interesting because it is like obviously this fantasy novel where there are other elements of, there's not a ton of women in Lord of the Rings in general. No. Which can be a little bit of a critique sometimes. But also, if I think of the time he wrote it and he's kind of writing this like battle type, that wouldn't have held a lot of women.
Didn't you say it was like not an allegory, but like part of the inspiration for Sam was like the bagmen in the war? Batmen.
Yeah, the Batmen, which would have been
World War One?
I believe so. Yes, that checks out his
time
again, period, right?
Probably not a lot of women in World War One.
And like he was in the war with some of his closest friends, and some of his closest friends died in the war. Yeah, and I think of like the 4 of them, only 2 of them kind of like made it out.
Did you have another that you were thinking of?
Well, I kind of got sucked up in Lord of the Rings. Wow, Lord of the Rings is really making a moment in this podcast.
Did we also do a Lord of the Rings puzzle last night?
We did. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why.
It's on the mind.
Yes, hold on. Let me think of another book that has some good friendships in it because now I'm like so like.
You've been reading so much romance lately.
I know. I have. I feel like I have a million of them too, and now that I need it to pull one up out of my head outside of Lord of the Rings, I couldn't think of a single one. So,
well, I think in general that theme is one of like the bigger themes that's a hit for me. Like I was talking about on the last episode, like all the Claire Pooley novels, that it's like the friends you make along the way kind of a thing.
Well, and you love a found family, which ultimately is those friendships.
Yes.
If I want to go, we'll do a buzz, like not necessarily a buzzy book, but like a buzz series that people are obsessed with, ACOTAR.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, you have, I hate the term the Bat Boys, but you have the Bat Boys, like you have Cassian and Azriel and Rhys, who are like, their bond is like so powerful and will even like defend their like brotherhood,
like at the risk of their own
lives, and like even at sometimes like their love interest in the novel. Like you have one character who's like talking bad about one of the other ones. Particularly, I'm thinking like Cassian's story. I won't go into too much, where he'll be like, you can say whatever you want, but I'm not going to like agree with you on that. Like, or, you know,
that's my friend. That's my
friend.
Guy,
and I think those things, I think that's a pretty cool friendship that you see.
Yeah.
So.
Way to wrap it up. I love it.
Way to wrap it up. Okay, we're going to move on. So it's time for one of our favorite parts of the show, our weekly reading roundup.
This is where we each share what we just finished, what we're currently reading, and what's up next on the old TBR.
Don't forget, we mentioned this at the end of the last podcast, but we are now linking all of the books in our show notes. So if something sticks out that we talk about, go click onto the show notes. Okay, Summer, what have you recently finished?
Oh, Beccah, I
love whenever you say it like that because that means something good's coming.
It's so good, but it's not going to be your cup of tea.
Oh, dang it.
I know. I'm sorry.
I don't like when you're that excited about something and then I'm like, womp womp, not going to read it.
I have a horror novel.
Oh, yeah. I was like, maybe I'm thinking in my head, like, who knows? Maybe she'll convince me. And then you said that. And I said, nope.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Not for me.
Probably not.
Okay, well, as long as it's not mermaids.
No killer mermaids.
Okay.
But
no ocean?
Some killer ghosts, maybe?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I do love me a good ghosty.
I do love a ghost. Okay.
A good ghosty story.
I just finished A Box Full of Darkness by Simone St. James.
Okay. I've definitely heard the name Simone St. James.
Okay.
What else has...
I am almost a completist for her now. I think I've read everything but maybe one of hers now.
Okay.
So she wrote in like 2020, 2021 maybe, The Sundown Motel, which was one of my favorite novels of that year. And it was so good. And ever since I've gone back...
in 2020.
No, you didn't. I've gone back and read a lot of hers, and none of them have like quite touched just how much I loved that one. I really enjoyed The Broken Girls and Murder Road and The Book of Cold Cases. Well, A Box Full of Darkness released, I think, in January of 2026. And
so brand new.
Yeah.
Basically.
It finally
this is a library book. I want you guys to know.
Oh yeah, I'm holding the library book. Maybe meets the level of like how much I love that one.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you about it.
Please tell me about it.
It's got
I'm just so excited to hear about this
creepy
horror.
cover of an attic with a little tricycle in the attic, and it says he's been waiting all this time for them to come home.
Heck no.
You know what's funny is that is actually not the scary ghost.
Let me see this cut. No.
You know,
so it's a ghost that's been waiting on them to come home?
Yes. I will say too, I finished this book and I actually still don't know what The Box Full of Darkness was.
Ghost, probably.
I guess, but what was the box? I don't.
The house?
It was the ghost
the
we
attic?
met along the way.
The ghost we met along the way? That is a great title of a book. Very trendy right now.
Okay. Simone St. James, the New York Times best-selling author of The Sundown Motel, delivers her scariest, most shocking novel yet, a pulse-pounding story about siblings who return to the house they fled 18 years before, called back by the ghost of their long-missing brother in his haunting request. Come home.
Wait. Read that last. The brother?
Yes.
Say that thing about the brother again.
Called back by the ghost of their long-missing brother in his haunting request. Come home.
Okay, so they know the brother's a ghost.
Yes.
Okay.
I got more to read.
Well, I'm just got confused. Like, it was the brother the ghost? Is the brother still alive? Do they think the brother's alive? I have lots of questions, but go on.
We don't know anything yet at the start.
Well,
okay, well, let me read. Okay. Strange things happen in Fell, New York. Ding, ding, ding. Got a little note to add here.
She's so excited.
Fell, New York was the location in the Sundown Motel. And the Sundown Motel gets referenced multiple times in this book because this book takes place in like 1990, which was before the events of the Sundown Motel. So like there's a whole
just cool like
Simone St. James cinematic universe. Ah!
I feel like that means a lot more to you than it does me.
There's references. There's also okay.
I do like when that happens if it's done well. Sometimes it's cheesy, but that doesn't sound like it's cheesy.
No, I don't think it was cheesy.
It's just part of the setting.
Okay, strange things happen in Fell, New York. A mysterious drowning at the town's roadside motel. The unexplained death of a young girl whose body is left by the railroad tracks. For the Esme siblings, Violet, Vale, and Dodie.
Okay.
Interesting names. The final straw was the shocking disappearance of their little brother. It started as a normal game of hide and seek. The three closed their eyes and counted to 10 while Ben went to hide. But this time, they never found their brother. He was gone, and the ongoing search efforts turned up no clues. As their parents grew increasingly distant, Violet, Vale, and Dodie were each haunted by visions and frightening events that made them leave town and never look back. Violet still sees dead people, spirits who remind her of Sister, capital S, Sister, the menacing presence that terrorized her for years. And now, after 2 decades running from their past, it is time for a homecoming, because Ben is back and he's ready to lead them to the answers they've longed for and long feared. If the ghosts of Fell don't get to them first. A Box Full of Darkness is another propulsive thriller from the author of The Broken Girls and The Book of Cold Cases, a surprising horror story from a writer who is particularly gifted at doling out twists, says the New York Times. It was so good.
I want you to know that my heart is pounding so fast.
You're
right
like
now.
clutching your chest.
I am like having so much anxiety listening to that. That all just felt like way too real life. Like your kids are just playing and then one's gone. Like greatest fears.
Yeah.
Okay. Last time you threw the ocean at me, and this time like a kid goes missing. I like seriously, the anxiety in my chest right now is like.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It is told in the 3 different POVs of Violet, Vale, and Dodie. And like they each feel responsible for their brother's disappearance. Like Dodie was the younger sister. She was like, it was my fault he went missing because when Vale was counting, I went and I hid in Ben's like hiding space, and so he couldn't hide there, and then we never found him, so it's my fault because I was in his hiding space. Or like Vale's like, well, I was the one that was counting, I was supposed to find him and I never found him, it's my fault. So like they all blame themselves for different reasons. And trauma. Yeah, lots of trauma. But also it's interesting watching them like there's so much, but I don't want to spoil things because there are like fun reveals along the way of like.
I don't even know if I want you to spoil this one for me. I don't know if I want to even know.
There's like, there's so much. It gave me a lot of Haunting of Hill House vibes, which I'm assuming you have not watched.
No, but I've played the game, and I liked the game.
I don't know the game, but the like adaptation from like the late 2010s. I don't know. I don't remember when it came out. It gave me a lot of those type of vibes, which I feel like is a high compliment because that was a great Netflix show. And the way that it all came together in the end, I really liked. Simone St. James does a really good job of weaving in like some romance subplots. And
oh yeah, there's so much romance happening in this one.
There actually is.
Between the ghosts?
No.
Oh, I'm not in it.
I would be there for that though. Maybe not these ghosts. But it was so interesting. There were scary ghosts. There were not scary ghosts. There were like actual jump scares on the page. There were just the way that things came together. It was really good. I loved it.
I just don't understand. Like you're telling me that people, and by people I mean you, that people read those books and do not just like have panic and anxiety flowing through their body the whole time.
No.
And this is, folks, is why I'm on medication. Because I can't. Like, I would never be able to. I can barely even watch a news story that covers something like that doesn't even go into details. And you're just reading it, and you're just like, oh, this is so good. I loved it. I feel like this is saying a lot about how I view you. Just kidding.
I mean, I'm just
kidding, Summer. I don't think you're a bad person.
To try it.
You want me to read that?
I think if you could like close your eyes a
little
bit. You
have never seen me physically recoil into a chair. I am like, literally got sick to my stomach. And she's like, I want you to read this. Just try it.
If you could just like
peer pressure.
Close your eyes, close your ears a little bit for some of the scary parts with the ghost. The rest is really good. You would like the rest.
I had a visceral reaction.
Yeah, you're right. I know, you're right. Maybe can I spoil it for you?
Yeah, okay, you can, but not
on mic. Not on mic.
Not live on recording.
But like, there's.
I do have questions, but I'm like, I don't even know if I want to know the answers. So yeah, you can spoil after.
Okay, great. I'm gonna spend 30 minutes telling you all of the details of this book in the car on the way home.
Okay.
Maybe not in the dark. Maybe I'll wait till it's daylight.
You know, I won't be scared till you get out of the car. When I drop you off, I'll be like locking all my doors, like panicking. You'll be like the walk into my house.
There are some books I've read that I was like genuinely scared when I read them. This was not one of those books.
Oh, so that just means it's a piece of cake.
Okay, we can move on.
No,
but I loved this.
It's okay. If you guys like Summer's types of books better than mine, I'm sure it's one you're gonna love.
It doesn't have to be better. It can be both and.
That's true, I guess.
Okay,
Beccah. I literally don't know what came. I'm like hot. I'm like sweating. I'm hot.
It's true. That is one of the rare times that you've like actually physically recoiled while I've talked about a book.
It was a line you said, which like took me to this like memory in my head that was like so scary. Not like this, but it was just like the thought of when you can't find somebody.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I was, that's what I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. But I am interested in the Brother Ghost. Brother Ghost was great.
And
he's a good ghost?
He's a good ghost. Like, they all at different times like experience him and feel like warmth and like love. And they like are happy to see their little brother again.
And I'm sure he does a lot of healing. Like, it's not your fault, guys. I was probably just like brutally murdered by somebody. And we couldn't have prevented it. Even though it probably could have been prevented in so many ways. But you know what? Again, anxiety, Beccah. So
it's okay. Yeah.
You know what? Listeners out there, you try that one out. And, and keep it to yourself. Or send Summer a personal DM about it.
DM screenshots of scary ghost drawings.
But if they're cute ghosts, you can send it to me. Because I do love a ghost. And Brother Ghost sounds cute.
Brother Ghost was cute.
Okay.
What have you recently finished?
Okay. So what I just finished, I've already technically told you I finished it because I could not contain all the joy that was in my soul from reading this.
Okay.
And it was one of those books that was just so cute. By the end of it, I was just like kicking my little feet because I was like, it's so good. I want to read it again. And you know what? Maybe I will. It is called Just for the Season by Rachel Griffiths.
Okay. Yes, you did. You texted me just how much you were enjoying this one. Okay, tell me about it.
I bought this at the bookstore. I'm pretty sure, did I buy this one at
It was in St. Charles.
Oh, no, yeah. This one, what was that bookstore called? It was just called like Mainstream Books or something. Yeah. Also cute. But they didn't have a poetry section, which I thought was very odd. Sorry, main store books.
She's judging you.
Just a little bit of judgment. I bought this book and it's so cute. So you can have that. Okay. So obviously romance, which is good after what you just brought to the table. So I need to, make it happy in here a little bit just for my own soul. Like you're like, I'm doing fine. But for fans of Lisa Kleypas and Sarah Macklin, Rachel Griffiths' latest historical romance is a sexy, laugh out loud romp. I like that word. That's The Bachelorette set in Regency England with shades of Bridgerton. I mean, those are pretty bold statements, but I get where they're coming from.
Also, those are two like hallmarks of the genre authors.
Yeah.
Have you read much historical romance other than Bridgerton? I
will say yes, but to be honest, it would have been like a lot longer since I've read them. Yeah. So I wouldn't even known the authors at that point probably. I was probably just like hiding in a little closet reading Regency.
That makes me excited because Beccah, if you like loved this, I have so many more I can push on you.
Well, because I do love like historical romance. I love a good like, obviously this isn't Regency, but a lot of like Regency stories. This is it Georgian? Is that who would have been after? Because that's Queen Charlotte's husband was George. Did I call him the Georgian period? Okay. Any of you history people out there know what I'm trying to say.
I don't know.
Because I don't know what the era of this one is. But it's Queen Charlotte, which is interesting because that overlaps Bridgerton too. So same time period as Bridgerton if you have not, or if you've read those. Okay. So Lady Charlotte Louisa Aveton knows all of London's rules and better yet knows how to break them. But when she takes it too far and stumbles into a serious scandal, she knows only one thing will save her: marriage as soon as possible. With only one summer to pick a husband, Charlotte invites all of England's most eligible bachelors to an extravagant summer retreat at a country manor house. There's a brooding artist, a wickedly handsome Russian prince, and one of the richest men in all of Europe. So why do her eyes keep sliding over to the Duke of Warwick, the only man who's ever come close to breaking her heart? Does Charlotte's summer of suitors have any room for second chances?
Ooh.
Okay, first of all, I was like sucked in because of this whole like bringing all these men to this estate. Now, I will say it does not feel bachelor like The Bachelorette.
Yeah. I think I was a little afraid of that.
It does not, because they're not all there at the same time. Like it happens in like waves.
Okay.
Which I thought was interesting because when I read that, I thought they'd all be there at the same time.
Like they're competing.
Not. Yeah. So basically kind of the setup for this is you have a very headstrong woman, which I will say the book really plays into that a lot. Like she doesn't, I don't need no man kind of thing. Not that she's like anti-man, but she also just thinks that women should have a place in society. Which seems so crazy that I have to defend that. But you know what I'm saying. So she's like doing all these things. She does get caught in this like type of scandal, but her brother and his wife are like traveling. So they're gone. But her brother basically asked his best friend to just like watch out for the family.
Is that who the Duke of W whatever is?
Is his, yes, because it's only her and her grandma. And so he's like, basically he needs to claim somebody as like, not her chaperone necessarily, but just like keep an eye on her. And the Duke doesn't want to. And like slowly you kind of find out what's happened between them. And it is, I will say it's not like the stories where you're like, oh, like I didn't find it super predictable, other than like obviously predictable in the sense of it's a romance and you know, spoiler, they're gonna probably end up together. But I didn't find like their story to be like that typical, like, oh, like I found it interesting, like what had happened. Obviously it's like a little bit of like miscommunication type stuff, but it didn't feel cheesy. It didn't feel forced. I just thought it was really cute. I really like loved, I was so giddy. Like the yearning in this one, like he is like he just is yearning so much, and it's so
he is yearning.
It's definitely like they both don't think the other one's into them kind of story, but like it's obvious to the world that he is like head over heels for her kind of thing, except for to her, which I kind of like that trope sometimes anyways. So lots of yearning.
I like that in like an Allie Hazelwood too.
Yes.
Of like that he falls first and he's yearning the whole time. And so I'm interested in that in a historical.
Right. And again, there is I want to say like a semi-relationship between them.
Like a second chance.
That's in the past.
Yeah.
But like she doesn't know why, he doesn't know why.
It didn't work out. Yeah.
Yes. And so there's a little, that's why I said there's like some miscommunication that's happened, but feels very like real. If that makes sense to the story.
Yeah.
On like why it would be miscommunicated. And so like he is in the right pulling away thinking like she wouldn't want me kind of thing, but he like can't help himself. Like, and again, a lot of that's early on. It is dual POV. I will say it's probably like at least 70% her though.
Yeah.
But you do go into his head every once in a while. And it happens, it's not like separate chapters. Like it's the kind of story, which I actually like this when it's like the same chapter and you'll go in from her story into his. There's always like, if you're reading it hard copy, there's like a bigger space. So you know when it's switching. So if you're listening to audiobook, you might have to like pay attention a little bit more.
Oh, is it just one audio narrator?
I don't know. Cause I actually read it hard copy.
Did you really?
I did. I read it hard copy.
So we bought this and then traveled home. And then like the first day we were home. I read it
the day I got home.
Yeah. You texted, which you bought this book, which not that I was like surprised that you bought it, but you don't typically read a lot of historical romance. And I was like, oh, she'll read that at some point. You read it immediately.
I did.
And loved
it. Cute. So cute. I really did. I liked it a lot. I read it in 24 hours, like less than 24 hours. I do not want to tell you how late I stayed up that night. It was late enough that literally the next morning, my husband was like, why did you stay up till blank?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to talk about it.
You didn't say, sit down, let me tell you everything about this book. This is why I was staying up.
I just kept being like, this book was so good. And he was like, what about it? And I was like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was so good. Like, I was so like, I don't even know why I was so moved by it. I do think it's like, I love a good book, especially when I go in like waves of genres that I'm reading. Sometimes I need that like super, not predictable, but yes, predictable, the predictability of a romance novel.
Yeah.
But when it's written like so fun and there is that yearning, like it will literally just have me like kicking my little feet in the air. And I'm just like, it was one of those books for me, which is why I think I liked it so much.
Well, I 1000% reckon I would read
you're going to freaking love it.
And I think,
sorry, I will say, so while all these suitors are there, because her brother is out of town, he has to escort her
on the dates or whatever.
No. So they go to like her, like the summer house, you know, whatever.
Her country estate. So he has to be the male chaperone because if any of them are going to propose to her, they have to go through him.
So they have to go through him, which holds a whole other element where like, he can't admit how he feels, but he's like so angry.
Yeah.
But like, she's trying to get to know these people. It's okay. Just read it.
I will.
You should read it.
I will.
Like tomorrow.
Okay.
In less than 24 hours. Okay.
Okay.
I'll be expecting you tomorrow to text me and be like, it was so good.
I've done that twice this week, so don't tempt me with a good time.
Girl, I got it. I'll just hand it right to you. Because I don't know. I didn't even look it up on audio, so I don't know if it has a weight or anything like that. So, but anyways, it's really cute, especially if you want a summer little fun, little historical romance with a really powerful, like, woman and like a supportive man who's like, yeah, women don't need us to hold their hands and everything. So of course, like, that comes in strong. I will say that.
Okay.
Also, steam wise, there is steam. I have such a hard time rating steam. It is definitely towards like probably the last quarter of the book. A little bit more than I expected for the book, to be honest, but it's definitely there. I do think obviously you could skip if you wanted to. It's not throughout the whole book though. It's mainly just once things start happening a little bit. Okay, so Summer, what are you currently reading? If it is another horror, so help me, I'm walking out right now.
It's not another horror.
Okay.
But I don't know that it is a book that you're going to be excited
That's
about.
okay. Just don't like scare me.
Well,
Throw me into a panic.
Are you going to be scared by the greatest assassin in the entire world?
Oh my gosh. Actually, I'm just as angry. So.
That's
I'm
right.
Kidding.
That's right, Beccah. I'm finally reading Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas.
I knew exactly. That's all you had to say.
Yep.
Okay, well, set up why you're currently reading it.
Yes. So in our personal book club that you host at your house once a month, there's like a group within that group that want to do a Throne of Glass read along together. And so we are all reading the first book together. I've never read these. Also, have I finished ACOTAR? No. I've been needing to read Silver Flames for like 3 years. But am I starting Throne of Glass? Yes, I am.
But it's because we're doing it as a group.
Yeah.
I'm
that
trying
really
to
is the
decide if
reason.
I'm going to read the first one again.
I know you have thoughts about the main character.
I will say, though, we've had a friend who finished it and she texted us and she was like, oh my gosh, this main character is driving me crazy, blah, blah. And I felt so vindicated because I literally was like, I have been telling you guys for so long. And everyone at book club was just like, Beccah, like, like, we're going to make you do like the money jar. The jar for every time you have something bad to say about her or complain about it. And I'm like, well, the fact that nobody else is complaining is wild to me. And I felt so vindicated.
Okay, well, let me read the setup.
Okay. Every time you say assassin, though, you have to say the greatest assassin in the world.
Maybe. Lethal, loyal, legendary. Enter the world of Throne of Glass with the first book, the #1 best-selling series by Sarah J. Maas. In a land without magic, an assassin, the greatest assassin in the world, is summoned to the castle. She has no love for the vicious king who rules from his throne of glass, but she has not come to kill him. She has come to win her freedom. If she defeats 23 murderers, thieves, and warriors in a competition,
also known as assassins, but okay.
She will be released from prison to serve as the king's champion. Her name is Selena Sardathian. The crown prince will provoke her, and the captain of the guard will protect her, and a princess from a faraway country will befriend her. But something rotten dwells in the castle, and is there to kill. When her competitors start dying mysteriously, one by one, Selena's fight for freedom becomes a fight for survival and a desperate quest to root out the evil before it destroys her world. Thrilling and fierce, Throne of Glass is the first book in the #1 New York Times bestselling series that has captivated readers worldwide. Okay. So I actually don't know that I ever knew the setup for this. Actually, fun fact, on Goodreads, when I went to like mark this as currently reading, I had marked it as want to read in 2015. 11 years ago.
Well, I mean, that would check out though.
Yeah. 11 years ago, I said I wanted to read this. I'm finally reading it, but I don't know that I ever really, I mean, obviously 15, 10, 11. Wow. That's a lot of years. 11 years ago, I knew what it was about, but I think I've just heard through the grapevine so many times. Like I went into this with such low expectations. I'm only about,
I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. I think I'm only like 25.
I have never said the book is bad.
No, you haven't. And you have said that it like the series builds to like some of the greatest books that Sarah J. Maas has ever written are in like the later part of the series.
I think the very last book of the series, Kingdom of Ash, is probably the strongest book she's ever written.
Yeah. I've been intimidated. I've had low expectations, but like by the length of the series, the length of each individual book, like it's just a lot. And I haven't necessarily wanted to tackle it, even though I know a lot of people love this book series. I think that was the very first thing I remember in recent years was like being on TikTok and people being like, Throne of Glass saved my life, and like crying on TikTok because of how much they love it. And then I knew you didn't love Selena or the main character. And so I think I've gone in with very low expectations, and I am more into it than I thought I would be at this point.
The plot, and I was kind of telling you this the other night because obviously I knew you were picking this up because of the book club. I think that some of the plot pieces of this story are really interesting. Like what is killing all these people, and like that's when all like obviously the fantasy, like magic-y parts start coming into it. I think all that's really interesting. It's all the court stuff. Like it's like her in the castle and all she cares about is wearing pretty dresses and just flirting with everybody, and it's literally because she's like, I'm just so beautiful, guys, and I love pretty dresses, and people just shower me in them because I'm so good.
I have something to say about this because I've been thinking about this a lot. I'm not disagreeing with you, I'm not agreeing with you. It feels very juvenile. And I know this was like Sarah J. Maas's first book she ever wrote as like a 17-year-old or something. She was like 17 or 18. It feels very juvenile, and the main character feels like a teenager in a lot of the ways that like she says all this stuff and she like likes pretty dresses, but then she'll also have a moment that like undercuts that. And it feels like a teenager's way of thinking of like, I'm the best and I'm this, but I'm scared about something, but I'm the best. And
I do agree. And I do kind of like put it all under the umbrella of like she wrote this so young. Yeah. Which is why I didn't give up on the series. Yeah. It did take me until about book 4 for Selena not to be annoying to me. But those kind of things, here's what gets me about this series. Okay, and I will say, it's where people start. People who read Throne of Glass first swear by Throne of Glass and think it's the best series, that like ACOTAR doesn't come close. If they've even read, a lot of people say they're fans that haven't even read Crescent City, so like I obviously read this series last. Like I read ACOTAR, Crescent City, and then Throne of Glass, which after reading her more mature writing, it is very hard to go back to those beginning books of this. I will also say though, Sarah J. Maas is known from a lot of people to write really annoying female main characters. Like a lot of people don't like Feyre. A lot of people don't like Bryce from Crescent City. So I don't necessarily feel that towards Feyre as much, but again, it's like where you started. I do get it with Bryce, at least by book 3. I'm kind of like, okay. She starts kind of becoming a little bit like this. I do know it does feel juvenile, but like to me, it's like, it's okay for it to feel juvenile because she's young and I get it and I can excuse it.
But it still frustrates you.
But the like defense that people go to of like, no, she's like the best character she's ever written. I'm just like, no, she's not. Like, I don't even think Sarah J. Maas would say she's probably one of the best characters that she's written.
I think it's the absolute for you.
Yes. And like,
that it's like the best.
People will go to like their death defending these books. Yeah. I've got yelled at multiple times.
I can tell you're a little salty about it.
Here's the thing though, I don't hate them. Like I do like the books, and that's what people don't get. Because I tend to be like, she annoys me, everyone assumes I don't like the books.
Right. Again, the absolute.
Yes. I'm like, no, I do like the books. I think the magic system's really cool. Also, it's like, but I think this is what it is. The people who defend it almost like from the same characteristics of her. Like, no, she's so good. Like, why would you think that? Or it's like, we hate Kale because this thing happens, which you'll find out eventually. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, we're going to hate him for like this one, like mistake he made. It's very like black and white to them. Like, he's terrible. And I'm like, he's not a bad character. And Sarah J. Maas continued to write about him in all the books. Like, he is in it till the end. And you end up like,
Don't tell me.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not telling you anything. But I'm like, he's a character.
There's development. There's growth.
But it's like, people are like, no, like, because it's all about the romance to them or whatever. And I'm like, guys, it feels, some of the defenses feel really juvenile to me, I think. Yeah. Where it's like, you just like her because you like the series. It's okay to like not like a main character, then develop like her over time. Sure. Because by book 4, I'm feeling her much more.
So I will say something that I've noticed about myself, and that I have read several books lately where the main character is very powerless and like has all of these awful things happen to them and they have absolutely no power, no control. They can't do anything. And that feels very disempowering for me too, like as the person reading it. And so and I don't know if I trust her. Obviously, like I haven't even gotten to the competition really yet.
Yeah.
I'm not that far in, but I like, again, I don't know that I trust her perspective because in her mind, she's the best assassin in the whole world and all this stuff. But I'm kind of excited to read a book about a character that like is good at that and like.
But I mean, that is Sarah J. Maas's female leads too.
But I don't know, because Feyre, when she starts out, is very disempowered and can't really protect herself, can't read, can't this, can't that.
I mean, I guess that's true.
And has to like over time. So I'm kind of like ready to read this book where I know, what is it, Assassin's Blade is like a prequel kind of
That's
story.
what I was going to say. You also pick up in Throne of Glass when she has been in this game for a long time.
Yes. So I'm excited to start at a point where there's a main character that can kind of like kick butt and take names and not just be only disempowered, if that makes sense.
I do agree. Like, yeah, I do. I think that's probably a strong point. And I will tell you guys, all of our listeners out there, because I'm already making some of our listeners really mad. I just want you guys to know that some of my stuff isn't just about her dresses. It's not. I mean, that's always what I say. I'm like, oh, I just like pretty dresses, and like I just want to dance with a cute boy. But I'm also gonna like try to like get both of them because I'm just so beautiful. Okay, I know I say that a lot, but it's also that like I am so powerful that like these like grown men who like, I'm sorry, physically could like smash her like a bug. She's like, no, I'm stronger than they are because I'm the greatest assassin in the world. And I'm like, you're really not.
I cannot wait to finish this book.
You might be smarter than them and be able to like get yourself out of sticky situations easier. But also you just had an author who wrote you beating all of these people. Like that's not realistic.
But
the 17-year-old girl.
I don't know that I want it to be realistic. Me in this moment.
Fantasy.
Me in this moment, I just want a main character that I can root for that's going to kick everyone's butt and like be successful. Sometimes I am down for the struggle and I am down for the montage of them getting stronger over time. And I like get that they have trials. We'll see. I might get super annoyed with her real quick, but right now I'm excited to continue reading it.
Well, I think you should be excited. Like I said, and that is one thing that like I try to make sure I tell everybody, like the books are good. Like they are good. And no part of me is ever saying that they're not good. She just annoys me.
Yeah. I mean, I'll watch movies where it's like a woman person kicking butt and I'll be like, that's not realistic and like get annoyed, whatever. Well, but also there are other times when I'm like, yeah, kick his butt. And I'm like, yeah, you do it. So I like, will say yes. I'm both of those people depending on the situation.
I could see like, yes, sometimes it's fun to read like that empowering woman because we don't always get it. And again, part of me kind of agrees, but I feel like the other parts of her character completely like are the opposite of that. That I'm like, you are trying to create this really big, powerful woman, but on the other side, you're just having her meet all these like very typical, stereotypical like
teenager.
And female ideas like, oh, all women care about is this, this, and this. And that is like all she cares about. Now there's reasons, which I'm saying through growth and everything, you see why, which is why I start defending her more later on.
I cannot wait till I have read more and we can like have a more in-depth discussion about this. I want to see
what our friend told us. Hold on. Because I know that I felt vindicated and
I'm not saying you're wrong. I haven't even read far enough to have my own opinion.
The people need to know, okay?
That you're not wrong.
Let's see, hold on. So one of our friends said, also, this Throne of Glass stuff, the main girl is such a pick-me girl. I'm already annoyed. And I was like, I feel like I've been saying that for a couple of years now. But okay. I digress.
I'm not disagreeing.
It's okay if you like it. But I feel like she also shatters like all my other stances as a woman on one side. Like it's like one part of her is powerful and empowering and the other side it's just like, no, you just took us back 20 years.
Because it was written by a 17-year-old.
Yeah. So.
Okay. What are you currently reading?
Okay. Summer you are going to also be very excited about what I'm reading.
I feel like I am making you mad today.
You're not.
And you're like, you're going to be so excited about what you're reading.
Yeah, I brought kind things to share, and she brought like, oh, let's give her a panic attack and like
turn on her defenses.
Stab at her little like thing that sets her off more than anything. No, I am glad you're reading it. I just don't know if I'm going to reread book one.
With the way that you are activated right now, maybe you shouldn't.
Or maybe I could just like pick up like mid-book. Because it's more the first part where it's all the like bleh, dresses. She gets better. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, what are you reading?
Okay, sorry. You really got me triggered.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm reading The Shippers by Catherine Sinner.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I cannot wait to hear your thoughts on this because I have some thoughts on Catherine Sinner.
Okay,
tell me about it.
I thought you liked her.
I do like her.
Okay, I was like, oh no, maybe I'm bringing your biggest things that are gonna make you mad. Okay. One of the hottest, fastest rising rom-com stars delivers her latest swoon-worthy novel about a destination wedding on a cruise ship. These write-ups.
You know how I feel about ships.
I do.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about ships.
I do. A romance on a cruise ship is like one of my tops.
You know, as long as it's a cruise ship and doesn't somehow turn into like one of your other novels and they all sink and drown,
Fair.
I'm okay.
No, Deadly Mermaids.
Okay, after a whole lifetime of being bad at love, JoJo Burton decides to solve her intimacy issues once and for all at her sister's destination wedding on a cruise ship. With the help of a little pop psychology, she diagnoses herself with a fixation on the neighborhood guy who was her first crush and first kiss, and who just happens to be a newly divorced wedding guest. And she decides to woo him during the cruise for some long-delayed closure. Only problem is her sister's a little busy being a bride at the moment, so JoJo ropes in her childhood bestie, Cooper Watts, to be her wingman. Cooper, who RSVP'd no, but then showed up anyways. Cooper, who left town without a word 4 years earlier and moved to London. Cooper, who was, if she's honest, the worst heartbreak of JoJo's life. It's bliss for her to see him again, and it's also agony too. And the more they team up for Project Conquest, the more she obsesses over questions she can't bring herself to ask. Shipboard antics ensue in this witty, heart-tugging childhood friends-to-lovers romance as JoJo and Cooper fake flirt, slow dance, share a cabin, sing duets, treat sunburns, get jealous, rescue each other over and over, and finally at last figure it all out in the most blissful, swoony, romantic way. No one does summer romance quite like Catherine Sinner.
How far in are you?
Over 50%.
Wow.
And I just started it. I've been like flying through it. I will finish it tonight.
You like it?
It's really good.
Okay.
Which I will say I've read, the only other Catherine Sinner I read.
Was it Hello Stranger? Because we talked about.
No, you did.
Was it The Bodyguard?
Yes, The Bodyguard.
Okay.
I was not, I mean, it was okay. I was just not that impressed with it.
I also agreed that The Bodyguard was just okay.
So I didn't really read anything else of hers because I was just like, oh, I don't really think I like her style very much. And then you had told me about the other
Hello Stranger.
And I was
Loved
like, okay. And then just this one, the cruise ship and like the whatever. I thought it was fun. And I was like, it's good. Again, I'm kind of in my like, I need some quick summer feel good. And it is very cutesy. She also, the main character, and I don't know, maybe she writes a lot of her novels like this. I can't remember from The Bodyguard, where obviously we're only in the main girl's head. But not that she's breaking the fourth wall talking to the audience, but she kind of is. Like she'll like be like, and did I do that? Nope, I didn't. This is what I did instead. And so it's kind of like funny. Mm-hmm. Like there's a lot of like the narrative style does feel like she's talking to you and kind of like making jokes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which has been fun because you just see how funny she is, this main character. Yeah. But yeah, the whole thing is that she can't keep love. She breaks up with everybody. It's not the other way around. And she's very, doesn't really know why. She thinks it's because of like daddy issues. She thinks it's all these things. Well, her sister is like maybe a psychologist. I can't remember. She's some type of doctor, I think. I don't know. But she basically reads about this theory that you can like imprint on the first person you kiss if it's like through something traumatic going on in your life. And so she's like, well, my first kiss was this guy. and it was happening when this happened. And so like maybe the reason I've sabotaged every other relationship is because none of it like has met this like first kiss moment.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like Cooper's like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And she's like, no, it's not. Even though like throughout this whole journey of her, so she's like, this is the guy. This is the guy that I have to be with because I've imprinted on him basically. Not weird Twilight stuff. Whatever. But so that kind of stuff, like as the reader, you're like, you're stupid, girl. Like he obviously is terrible. You don't even like him. You know, like you get that. But it's really because she... Again, some of like the trauma, some of the daddy issues, but she really has to work through thinking that she's someone worth like loving, I guess, if that makes sense.
Which like relatable to get an idea in your head and convince yourself that you're right and you got to do this thing and then it's going to be solved. And
again, right. And it's especially because her sister is like a psychologist or whatever she is. She's like, well, if my sister has said it, like it has to be true, because her sister for years has been trying to figure out like, what is it? They've always thought like, oh, maybe it's because of dad. And then the sister was like, no, I found a new reason. And so that's why they're going.
It sounds really cute.
It is really cute.
And I love a cruise ship.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, Cooper, he's so cute.
Good.
And obviously, like, as a reader, I won't spoil anything. Like, I already know so many things, even though they, like, the story she tells, I'm like, well, obviously that was him. Obviously. You know, like what I'm saying? And so there's all these moments that she just doesn't know. So you can kind of get the yearning from him a little bit, but because it's all in her head, you're not getting it as much.
Yeah.
But you definitely, like, with any romance, you know, like, girl, like, you're an idiot. I don't know.
So Catherine Center as a whole, I feel like I haven't read any of her early stuff. And I feel like I've heard from a lot of people that there's been a bit of a shift kind of starting around Bodyguard. She had like Things You Save in a Fire, How to Walk Away, Happiness for Beginners. Those were like more early works. Mm-hmm. And then around The Bodyguard, it shifted to be a little bit more lighthearted rom-coms, which I like a little bit more than the like heavier romances with like deeper themes.
Yeah.
I loved Hello Stranger. I loved most of the rom-commers, but then I got scared of The Love Haters, which was her one last year, because I heard there was like a lot of just really tough like body image stuff. Like the main character in that one like hates her body, and I didn't really want to read that.
Yeah.
And so then I've been scared to pick up this one, which I have also heard is supposedly very similar to the new Carley Fortune One Perfect Storm or whatever. Okay. Like the premises of both of them are very similar. So I'm curious. Okay. I cannot wait. I'm so happy you're reading it because then you can tell me if you think I'm going to like it or not.
I already think you're going to like it. I think it is like that fun cruise ship. It is very rom-com-y.
Yeah.
I'm like, of course, like, yeah, you do have this, like, she thinks she's cursed kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with me in love? So you have that kind of stuff, but none of it's like heavy.
Yeah. The reason that I didn't love the rom-commers super 100% was because of the like third act breakup kind of reason, like we've been talking about in our romances. So I can't wait to hear if this one like pulls it off.
Well, the thing that I think is going to be interesting, it's almost going to be like the reverse though, because she's not with.
Right. It's going to be like a realization.
Yes. And she might, like the third act breakup will probably feel more like she's trying to deny it or think, well, I can't, since she thinks that she ruined, this is my theories. I don't know. I'm not there yet, but my thoughts are, because she thinks she ruins every relationship she's in, she doesn't want to get with him because she doesn't want to lose him.
Right. That makes sense.
If I had to guess. And so I feel like that's probably going to be that third act. Like, I can't do this because of her like fear. I will also say she's very like middle child. Yeah. And you do like, so if you're a middle child and you have ever felt like you're not seen by people around you, like you will probably relate to her very much. Because even on this cruise ship, everyone just like wants to like, they don't see her as like a grown up. And she's like, why does everyone just want to keep telling stories about me? What about this person? What about this person? Like everything is just kind of like, she's the one of like, not necessarily always negative, but kind of like getting like the bad end of the deal, I guess. And so she's also fighting back with all that. Like, I need to make people think that realize I'm an adult. And so she's like making stupid, crazy choices because she wants people to not see her as like this dumb kid.
Yeah.
Who like people like one of the persons in the book doesn't even like remember who she was. And she's like, of course, no one remembered who I was because I was like the middle child. So there is a little bit of that happening.
Yeah.
But again, it's all fun.
Okay. Well, I reckon I'll read it since you think I should, because I would love to get back to Catherine Cinder.
I think you'll really like this one.
Yay!
Yeah. Like I said, I'll finish it tonight. So if I change my mind, I'll let you know. But I don't see. I will also say the book opened really interesting. It opened with like almost like a short essay from her.
She writes the best author's notes at the ends of her novels. Maybe this is where it was. Was it talking about romance as a genre?
Yes, but she opened.
Does that so well.
Okay, so she literally opened, which guys, woman of my own heart. She was like, so blah, 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 it's my new romance. And she says, spoiler, everyone ends up happy at the end. And she was like, I can't remember who it is. She's like, someone in my life never wants spoilers because they want that. And she's like, but not me, because like with romance, I shouldn't have to question if.
Agreed.
Right. And so she goes on this whole thing about how like basically defending romance.
Yeah.
And like not letting people tell you that it's not. It's so good.
She's so good at writing an essay in defense of romance.
And like some interesting things though, like even like some like biological, that might not be the right word, but like when you're reading these things and you're rooting for people who are also rooting for love, it is like doing these things to your mind and your brain or whatever. Like the way she was defending it, I was like, that is so cool. Like,
yeah,
it was fun. Anyways. Okay. What did you what are you about to read, Summer?
So I was deciding between two different books of what I was going to bring for my like upcoming.
So are you going to shatter my soul or are you going to be nice to me?
You convinced me, and you're going to be very happy to talk about one of them instead of the other. One was going to be a nonfic. I'm skipping the nonfic and I'm going for a historical romance.
Ooh, okay.
And Beccah, it's like an upcoming read, but it is a reread because I've already read it before.
Look at you.
And I saw this in Novel Neighbor in St. Louis, and I like.
Is this the one you bought?
I had to buy. I went on this whole rant to you about like bookish therapy of like, why can't I ever just like buy a new romance? Like I feel like the stakes are too high. I only want to buy books that I've read before and like love, versus like taking a risk on buying a book and not liking it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to go buy.
Having like a crisis in the middle of the bookstore.
Yeah. I was like, I'm just going to go find a new book and I'm going to buy it. I'm going to do it. And then I saw this book and I threw all of that out the window.
Yeah, she came back and she's like, look, I picked one. Now I have read it before. And I was like, that was the opposite of everything you just said.
But in my defense, it was so good. And like, this is the book that when we were in the car driving home from the bookstore, I pulled out and started reading the first page of. Like, I was so giddy to see it. So let me tell you about.
I can't wait.
Forever Your Rogue by Erin Langston.
That cover. Guys,
I've never seen this. And I honestly...
You probably never should see that cover.
Stop. It is a bit of like a bodice ripper looking type thing.
But like a modern version of it that's not done well.
Listen, copyright 2023 by Erin Langston. Like I think this was a self-publish.
The cover's obvious.
Okay, stop it.
Is that her?
Be nice to my book.
Is that actually her on there?
No. I mean, I don't think so. If so, she's a beautiful woman.
Those might be real people on the front of that.
They might be real people. Okay.
I'm excited about the book, just not the cover.
Don't talk bad on this book.
You did too much emotional damage to me early on.
That's fair.
I can't come back from it.
That's fair. Look, the front says, he was her last chance. She was his first certainty.
So he fell first.
Let me tell you about it. Okay. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Cora, Lady Dane, gave up her dreams of happily ever after a long time ago. Now newly widowed, the young mother is determined to finally live on her own terms until a devastating betrayal shatters her hopes for the future. Faced with the prospect of losing her beloved children to overbearing relatives, Cora needs the help of the one thing she swore she'd never have again, a husband. Nathaniel Travers hasn't a care or a responsibility in the world. Content with his wayward lifestyle, the charismatic rogue has no interest in marriage or duty. That is, until the Earl cuts off his bank accounts. No stranger to wild escapades, Nate is game for any scheme that keeps him afloat, even a madcap ruse with a stubborn viscountess. A fake engagement should be a straightforward solution to both of their dilemmas, but a summer at Cora's estate tests their arrangement, and it isn't long before their simmering attraction escalates to a feverish crescendo.
Sorry. I wasn't expecting crescendo.
That's pretty funny. When they are forced to confront the real complications of their faux betrothal, Nate has to make the first worthy gamble of his life, if only Cora can risk her guarded heart. Forever Your Rogue is a funny, sexy, and heartfelt Regency romance that can be enjoyed as a standalone.
I do love a fake dating.
It's so good because her husband dies and like she legally has no right to her children. And like relatives are going to take her children from her
if she doesn't remarry.
Yes. So she needs a new husband to like have the legal authority to keep her children,
which is
crazy. Talk about disempowering women. And so she goes to him.
Well, you know what she needs? She needs the greatest assassin in the world.
To go kill the relatives.
Yes.
And then it'd probably be some random person getting her kids.
Okay, well.
But great throwback there.
Thank you.
She was like, oh, I know this reckless guy. He'll agree to a fake proposal. And it is so cute, Beccah. It's so good because she doesn't trust him for anything. She's this extremely competent woman. And she's like, I just need you to be like a cardboard cutout. Just stand there and pretend like you're going to marry me. And okay. I'll handle the rest. And then he comes, and I love a book with kids where like a person that doesn't normally like kids like falls in love with the kids, you know?
Yeah.
So this has some of that going on. It also has like the irresponsible guy who is like never taken anything seriously in his life, and he like actually starts to take something seriously that like matters to him.
I do love that when like the rogue like is like I'm more than that. And
yeah.
I love
it's so good. And so I 100% have to reread this. This was one where like I got to the epilogue and I cried reading the epilogue because it was so sweet.
Stop.
I cried at this book, Beccah. Like, I'm going to read this first, but then I'm going to hand it to you.
I'm looking it up right now.
I don't think there's audio. Forever Your Rogue. I don't think there's an audio. If there is, I need to buy it.
Wow.
Rogue.
You want to buy it.
Buy the audio.
When you have.
Hey.
Wait, let me see.
Erin Langston, which I have heard.
Okay, there it is.
I think I learned about this on Twitter.
Yeah,
back in the day.
There's an audiobook.
There's an audiobook. That's the best news I've ever heard.
Now.
Stop.
I'm going to beat her to it.
Stop.
Listen, I need another one.
You do. And I want you to read it, so I'm not going to be mad at you.
There could be more than one copy.
It's so good. But I have heard she has another one where like the main character is like a female newspaper journalist.
Oh.
And that one's supposed to be really good too. So I need to read more Erin Langston, but I'm going to reread this one.
Sounds really good.
Do you reckon you would read it? You just downloaded it on Libby.
I just borrowed it. Okay, it said it can be read as a standalone. Does that mean it's like more of a series or something?
I don't know. I've never looked.
Hold on. I'm not seeing like...
There's like, you know, all the stuff at the beginning of a book.
Well, the library. Oh, well, hold on. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
There's not anything on here about like other works by her. Maybe in the end.
Oh my lordy!
What? More covers. These covers. This is Erin Langston. Not the
girl. You need to work on your covers. Look at this.
She probably pays for them herself.
The finest print.
Yeah, that's the newspaper one.
Yeah, it is. Oh. Some winter's evening. Forever Your... Here's the thing, though.
Enchanted evening.
Love that. What's funny about it is that they do look like old, like the bodice ripper covers, but they do look almost like a little bit more of a modern take on it. It's like that in-between stage of those covers that just give me the ick a little bit. It's like I like the really old ones, and then I like where we've transitioned.
You don't like
sometimes
the middle.
I'm like, go back to like the older ones.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's still, a lot of times with historical romance, though, those are the covers.
Yeah.
They just are.
Yeah.
So you gotta go with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What is up next for you?
Let me tell you. I already forgot. Hold on.
Let me tell you. I forgot.
Oh, okay. Here it is. Oh, okay. Summer, first of all, I want you to be proud that I checked this book out. Well, I don't know. You may have read it. I don't think you have before you've read it. And I picked this book out because of you, because I was like, oh my gosh, I may have found us a new series.
What?
Because you did this to me. It's a cowboy series.
Stop.
It is, y'all. I reckon. Okay.
Is it a cowboy alien?
No. Not this time. It's called Alive and Wells.
Okay.
The title's kind of cheesy, but
who's the author?
Oh, sorry. Bailey Hannah?
That name sounds familiar, but I don't think I haven't heard of this.
I think there's like 5 or 6 books in it in the series, and they're all like different cowboys from the ranch or whatever. Okay, let me read it to you.
Tell me.
The last place city girl Cecily Kennedy expected to end up was a cattle ranch, but she needs a job and refuge from her abusive, soon-to-be ex-husband. Let's see. If only her new boss, Austin Wells, would make it clear whether he hates her or wants her. His gaze makes her feel things she hasn't in years. However, getting over her ex by getting under her grumpy boss. Okay, maybe I should have read this first. Isn't worth... So sorry. So sorry for little ears. Isn't worth a potential fallout, okay? She's just saying not worth it. That's all that line means, okay? It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Austin's a gruff, no-nonsense rancher who's seriously regretting letting his head cook hire her own help. As far as he's concerned, Cecily won't be sticking around for long. Nobody ever stays. And the wedding ring indent still in her finger makes her more trouble than she's worth. When her past catches up with her, Austin discovers that she's already placed a branding iron on his heart.
Oh my gosh.
Don't love that line.
What a metaphor.
He wants her to stay. First, he needs to keep her safe. It does say, well, I have never seen a book say this. Okay, wow. Maybe I should redact all this. It literally says intended for mature listeners.
And then does it say what it has after that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Sometimes it'll be like includes bleep, 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 bleep.
I will say the reason. Okay, so I saw it on some list and I literally was like, oh my gosh, this could be a series for summer. And I was looking at it and I have some friends who have read it and their reviews of it is what made me, because they were like, I love this series. Like, it's so good. And I went and read the reviews for each of the books and every one of them just got better and better. And I was like, okay, that has to be good. Because this person that I was reading their reviews, we tend to have similar taste in books. And so I was like, oh, this could be so fun. I'm going to read it. And then I was going to surprise you with a cowboy romance. But I am a little...
You're surprised too.
My cheeks are a little blushed reading that. So sorry. I cannot believe I've never seen a blurb. In the blurb says intended
Beccah.
for mature listeners.
Oh, Beccah. There's a whole world out there for you.
I don't want it.
So the fact that you have friends that have read this, that rate this highly, makes me more interested in it. Because I've read a lot of not great cowboy romances and a lot of not great romances in general.
Yes.
And I think a lot of it are in the world of the Kindle Unlimited,
do you think that's
Amazon
what this is?
self-published. There's a lot of quick writing to get books out fast without a whole bunch of editing, without a whole bunch of higher level writing, with a lot of focus on spice, and because that is very popular.
Which again, when I was reading about it on Goodreads, that's not the vibe I was getting.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of surprised. That was the Libby.
Oh, it's a little different. Yeah.
Which
I will say, this doesn't seem like the far end of some of those things that would maybe be red flags for a book that maybe wouldn't work as much for you. Especially, like I said, because you have a friend recommend it and the Goodreads blurb didn't give you.
It almost has a 4 on Goodreads.
That's pretty good.
It's a 3.9.
That's pretty good.
The friend review I read was I love a cowboy romance. Was the ending kind of corny? Yeah. Would I actually want to be with this particular cowboy? No. But did I have a great time? You bet your boots I did.
Oh, that's a good
I just
review.
thought it was cute. And then when I read her other reviews, they kind of kept getting better and better. And I was like, okay, this could be fun. And also our friend who validated me on
Yeah.
The Assassin.
She's read this?
She marked it as want to read, and so did your cousin.
Oh, so then, we got to read it.
So I was like, okay, like it's giving potential.
Those are trusted bookish people. Yeah.
Right. So I was like, if they've heard about it and thought it was good, like I was so excited because I was like, oh, this is going to be so up Summer's alley.
Oh, no, I 100% reckon I'm going to read this.
I mean, look at this cover, though.
You don't you don't have to say much to convince me to read a cowboy romance.
But yeah.
Especially during the summertime.
He's the cover. First of all, it's this cowboy leaning against a fence
with
the Live in Wells right over it. It's a Wells Ranch novel. Okay? He's worried she won't stay. She's worried she will.
I love it. I'm in.
I will say I read the blurbs of all of them to see if I wanted to commit to this. And there's a couple tropes that aren't my favorite, but my friend was like, I actually hate this trope, but it was okay. And I was like, okay, I hate that trope too. That's what I'm saying. Like, I tend to be like similar. So I don't know.
I'm in. Let's do it.
I'll let you know. We'll know what mature audiences mean if I need to check back later.
Are you not a mature audience?
I mean, I am, but sometimes when the smut outweighs the plot, I just get disinterested.
I don't think I get those vibes from this.
Okay.
I would tell you if I got those vibes.
That's where, like, it's not like I draw this line because like, oh, my poor eyes and my poor. Mm-hmm. I just, if it outweighs the plot, I'm like, I don't care.
It's just not what you're
It's just not my thing.
in.
I'm like, I still want plot. I still want a story. Like if there's scenes in it, whatever. I'm a grown woman. I can either just be like, whatever. But I don't want to just read that whole, like a book that's just mainly that.
Yeah. Which a lot of people are looking for just that. Right. That's why they exist. That's
exactly.
But no, I don't know that I get that vibe from this one.
You know what vibes it gives me? Did you ever watch Safe Haven?
I was gonna say the exact Nicholas Sparks one.
I never read the book, but
because the husband.
Yeah, I watched the movie and it was giving me movie vibes, and I actually like Safe Haven, the movie. I never read the book, so I'm kind of like, okay, because the way I took it for the first time I read it, I think the husband does try to come back and like puts her in danger, and so he has to like.
There's a specific like flavor of romantic suspense like this. I think Devney Perry writes a lot of these type of like kind of ranchy men with like a woman in peril.
Ranchy or raunchy?
Both. That like sometimes I really love. So I hope this is a good one.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
Because I've already borrowed it. I've got to pump some of these out. Like I've got like 5 in my
Well, if you keep reading them in under 24 hours, then...
I will. Because I'm finishing Shippers today, whatever it's called. Okay, Summer. Let's move on.
Let's do it.
Let's go to our Spotlight segment. So we were kind of having a conversation in the car, and we were like, nope, let's hold it.
Save it for live on recording.
We've got to save it. And I don't remember the exact wordage we used, so maybe help me. But basically books that have like pushed us maybe out of our comfort zones a little bit. Is that how we were phrasing it?
Uh-huh.
So we were kind of talking about that in the car, like what are books that have done that for us? And then we're like, no, we need to bring this to the show. So for our Spotlight segment, that's what we're going to look at books or like bookish type things that have pushed us out of our comfort zones as a reader, and maybe just as like a human and a person, but like specifically like maybe you've read something that made you think about something different or whatever.
Yeah. So I think this is an interesting discussion, especially, was it last episode or the one before? Oh, I think it was last episode when we were talking about Well Met. And the idea of Summer in 2019 that read that book was a very different reader than Summer in 2026, who's like a very avid reader, has 7 years of books under her belt. So very much so my comfort zones have been pushed. I'm not the same type of reader. I may not be looking for the same type of thing. So like over time, what is it that has pushed me to grab different types of books? I think there are specific genres that do that. There are specific authors that do that. The very first person I thought of when we were having this discussion earlier was Sylvia Moreno Garcia, the author. She will write a book.
Is she who we need to blame for what you brought today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We can
explain to the listeners.
Lay the blame at her feet. She writes a book every year, pretty much. And often it will be in a different genre every time. I think the first book of hers I read was Gods of Jade and Shadow, which was like a Mexican mythology or that type of like mythological influence of like historical fiction set in Mexico. And I loved it. And so she like immediately became an auto-buy author for me. And so because of that, every year I read one of her books and it's going to be like wild every time. Like she wrote a noir mystery that I was like, I've never read a noir before. She wrote Mexican Gothic, which I think was maybe the first horror novel I had ever read.
Which was well loved, like by people.
I loved it. And so I think because of that, it not gave me permission, but it made me feel more confident to try other horror novels. Because I never like watched horror movies growing up. I wouldn't say like I'm a horror enthusiast.
Okay, tell me if I'm wrong though. I almost wish there was like a subgenre of horror, because sometimes when I think horror, my mind goes to like gore and like slasher type stories.
Yeah.
But when you've explained like Mexican Gothic, that's not the type of horror it is. The way that like you explained it. And I feel like there should be, this is a side rant, but I feel like there should be a distinction, because when I hear horror, like I remember I was doing Book of the Month too when Mexican Gothic came out, and I remember reading the blurb and being like, oh, that sounds interesting, and then seeing the genre horror, and I was like, never gonna read it.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to stretch myself.
Maybe you can try, which I will say, I know you have borrowed my Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. That is a good stepping stone into some horror. That's like a horror romance that isn't necessarily like jump scare gory.
And not my fall books, I ran out of time.
Yeah.
So it's like I've got it ready.
That might be a good stepping stone into some horror for you. But Sylvia Moreno Garcia is someone that has helped me branch out of my comfort zone because I like her and I trust her. And I know that every book of hers that I read will be well written, very well researched. A lot of hers are like more historical. Like she wrote oh my gosh, what was it called? But it was like an old Hollywood novel that had split POV with a biblical POV timeline. The Seventh Veil of Salome. That's what it was.
Okay.
Totally
I kind of love that though.
Yeah, totally different. Loved it. So she's a really interesting.
I like that she doesn't stick to one thing. Yeah. I think that's cool.
So sometimes an author will help me stretch my comfort zone.
But again, because unless people know that, because I heard about her first with Mexican Gothic, I would probably never pick her up as an author.
You would assume everything was
horror. Because I would assume everything was in one genre or at least similar. So that is interesting.
Yeah.
That kind of tempts me a little bit to maybe pick one of those up. Yeah, so an author for sure. I would say like this is what we were kind of talking about in the car too, a little bit more abstract, but like particular book clubs that we're in, and we've talked about the literary fiction book club that we're in, and that book club, the books it's made me read have definitely kind of like taken me out of my comfort zone a little bit. Not that I don't read literary fiction, but if I do read it, it's a very particular type.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Some of the literary fiction that we've been reading for this book club, I mean, the name for this book club is Read It and Weep. That is not going to be my like go-to. So some of these books have really like pushed me and stretched me to read some stuff that I probably wouldn't have ever picked up. But some of them I have very much enjoyed. Like I'm trying to think of like Tin Man was one that we read in there, and I really ended up really enjoying Tin Man. So like some books like that it's like I just never would have picked it up.
Yeah.
But forcing myself to like choose something different, and I think like book clubs help do that sometimes.
For sure. 2019 summer would have never read literary fiction.
Yeah. And like I said, I have read it. It's just a very certain like type of literary fiction.
It's like I needed to develop as a reader for a little bit before I was ready to start analyzing.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more like not like study-ish, but like.
But I do think probably because of my like love for classics and my love for things like I love doing that with novels. So like it's never been that like it's intimidated me. I just don't always choose because I'm such like an emotional person on my own. I don't tend to choose highly emotional books that are going to make me like sad or depressed.
Yeah.
It's like I tend to read for escapism from those things, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But then again, and this is what the bully, she's always trying to get me to read these books. She's always like, but you end up loving those books. And she's not wrong.
Yeah.
Because I do, like I put them off and I don't want to read them. And then finally I'll give in and someone will convince me, typically you or her, or like the book club. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, like I loved that book. Because like, like a good example that this was Classics book club we were in when we read The Bell Jar. I have been so intimidated by The Bell Jar for years, but the book club forced me to read it.
Yeah.
It is probably one of my favorite books I've ever read. Like I loved that book and it like moved me.
Yeah.
And I would have kept putting it off because I was just like, no, like I don't want it to like be too heavy. Oh, I don't want it to like make me sad. And then it's one of my favorite books. So I tend to like them.
You just maybe need the push of a book club.
Yeah.
Or it's giving you permission.
Yeah.
And motivation to actually.
I think it is. I think it's a motivation because I'm going to tend to pick the book. Like if I'm a very spontaneous reader, I'm not like a plan out my book.
Mm-hmm.
So like, again, I bought that one at the bookstore and the next day when we got back, I had it finished because I'm very spontaneous. I pulled it out of the bag when we got home and I was like, oh, I should read this, even though I had other books lined up. So I'm going to tend to jump into the books that I know are going to be happy or make me laugh or
escapism.
Yes, very much so. But then I tend to the ones that actually bring depth into my life
and like
are going to
stay with you.
I tend to be these other ones that I'm always like, no, I don't want to read that. I don't want to read that. And then when I do, I'm like, oh, okay, I loved it. Which is why the bully does what she does.
And she's successful.
Mm-hmm.
Book clubs that's a good one. I do think too, another thing that has pushed me out of my comfort zone as a reader, maybe that same idea of like escapism, reading for something other than just escapism.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the nonfiction reading that I do has pushed me out of my comfort zone in so many ways. Mm-hmm. And there's so many types of nonfiction out there. There's social justice books. There's self-help books. Mm-hmm. There's history books. Like all these different areas of nonfiction that I read, I've learned so much and my perspectives have shifted.
Yeah, like it took you out of like maybe reading comfort zone, but also like actual like life comfort zones.
Yeah. Well, and then there's others, like I've been on a really big like nature writing kick lately.
You have,
I think
I love it.
I need to like scratch my braiding sweetgrass itch.
I don't like that phrase.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep saying the word itch.
As soon as you said I need to scratch, I said, I knew where it was going. And I'm glad that you added braiding sweetgrass. That at least
saved it a little bit.
But no.
But yeah, I've been reading a lot of
redacted.
Like, nature research and writing, and that's been really cool to like think about the way that I like exist in the world. That expands my perspective. But yeah, focusing, and that was something that was a goal I added in like 2022 and even since then has like expanded my comfort zone a lot.
Okay, I will also say, and this isn't to toot your little horn, but to be honest, like you and the podcast have probably been one of the biggest things that have made me enjoy reading out of my comfort zone. Like I have definitely picked up things that I never would have. Again, just because of the default way that I pick what books I'm going to read. Like for instance, like you bring up Braiding Sweetgrass. That book probably wouldn't even been on my radar. Not because like I'm not interested in those things, but because it's nonfiction and I used to just like look the other way because I'm not a huge nonfiction reader. But like I've been reading a lot more nonfiction, and that is literally because of you. Like 100%. And like you like, especially Braiding Sweetgrass, because I remember you being like, I think that you're gonna love it. Like I love this, and like how important it was to you. I was like, I got to see what the hype is, and you weren't wrong. It's incredible. So definitely those kind of things, but then also like on the funny, like far side of that, like the dang alien cowboy books that like never in my life would I have picked up, like Married to the Alien Cowboy, but now have become such core pieces of like our jokes and the things that we talk about.
Yep. That's really sweet. Like having a friend, like a bookish friend.
Yeah, because well, and also like in a good way, not like I'm going to say calling me out. You've never like called me out in like that type of way. But I mean, honestly, maybe calling me up is a better way to put it. Like calling me up to read more diverse authors, to read more perspectives, things I've always cared about, but have never like maybe set goals to do it.
Yeah.
Like, not that I wasn't reading different authors of color and stuff like that, but not as much as I am now.
Yeah.
Like I pay more attention to those things. I pay more attention to like representation and like all that stuff now. Again, that's because of you. It's not because like I didn't care about those things before, but because I'm such a mood reader, I'm like, oh, that book sounds cute, I'm going to read it. And they're all kind of stuck in the same vein.
That's really sweet.
Yeah. Friendship.
Podcast.
But like, seriously, and like that's what one, the podcast also makes sure that we're keeping each other reading constantly.
Yeah.
Which kind of helps with the slump too. If you have a friend that like you have to meet up and talk about with books.
Yeah.
Like it's hard like to not be actively consuming more and more and more, because like, it's kind of the nature of what we're doing here is that I know like, hey, every other week, like I have to have a new set of books, but like because things you've brought that have been like, oh my gosh, like that actually sounds really interesting. It's opened up what I'm reading. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't read any philosophy yet, but whatever.
Okay. I'll read your book.
I don't know if you should. I think that's the thing that will send you on a spiral.
I appreciate you saying that.
Mine will be like the ghost book that's like actually like could actually happen in real life and tragic. And yours
the ghost could actually happen in real life?
No, why he's a ghost could happen in real life. Like that's a real life story and I'm having a panic attack and you're like, no, so fun. But not.
My version is the philosophy book.
Your version is my philosophy books. Yes.
That's so funny. Well, readers, I hope that listening to our podcast has done something similar for you guys.
Yeah. Like if seriously, like we want to know, like, have you guys read anything? Not because of us, like, oh, something we recommended, but that's honestly what happens with me. Like, and I'm sure happens with you too, but like when you talk about books, I'm like, I would never have even known that existed. Summer also knows. She's like so in the know about what's new and what's. I'm like, this is Buzzy and this is what I'm like. I have no idea. I never heard of that author. And she's like, oh, I've heard of them. They wrote this, and I'm like, who are you? So like, but if you've had one of those moments where you're like, I'm gonna check that out because it just sounded interesting. I know that one of our listeners, Annette, who we've talked about one of her questions before, she read the Traveling Cat Chronicles.
Oh yeah,
because she was like, that sounds interesting. I want to read it now. And I was like, yes, success. So like, have there been some books like that? And maybe not even just us, from some recommendation you've had that you wouldn't have read before.
Yeah. Let us know. What's
Please.
Pushed you out of your comfort zone? Has it been a good experience? An uncomfy experience?
Yeah. And sometimes, again, on some of those like nonfiction in particular, if you're dealing with more of those social justice things, like those can really push you out of your
it might be
and
uncomfy.
it's uncomfortable, but it should be.
It's learning.
Doesn't mean you have to agree with everything in every book you read, but it's still good to be like, you know, be pushed back against some of your beliefs sometimes, because it makes you have to figure out what you truly think. So important.
I agree.
That was not needed for any of this, but you know what? I added that. That was just an extra bit of
the soapbox.
Yeah, that was an extra soapbox there. It's a little kernel of wisdom.
Kernels from Beccah.
Kernel. Don't know if I like that. I was about to change it to nuggets, but that didn't sound better either.
No, that's not better.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this episode of I Reckon I'll Read It. Thank you for listening and joining in on our Bookish discussions.
If you enjoyed our podcast, please take a moment to rate and review us on whichever platform you're using to listen. That will help us to grow and find more people to talk books with.
And connect with us on social media. You can find us at I Reckon I'll Read It on Instagram and Threads. And also, don't forget to check our show notes for links to all the books that we mentioned today.
We're going to cut and run. Join us next episode on I Reckon I'll Read It.
Bye.
That was a good one.
That was a really good one. I haven't done that in a while. I got the whole arm into it.
And it had some like follow through.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a good one.
I felt really powerful when I did that. Maybe I am the most amazing assassin in the world.
Where's this going? The most amazing assassin?
Yes. I love that you didn't click what I said. Woo!